Welcome back to riding bikes in San Diego. First thing I want to show you here on Montezuma is, do you remember this spot where that big burn mark was right on top of the bicycle? They fixed it. So credit where it's due. Thanks so much for doing that, City of San Diego. I reported it and they had a street sweeping team come through, which was okay. That actually solved more of the problem than I thought it would. But then it looks like a crew came through and painted a bit. So this is not just a channel where we are going to complain about things, we are also going to celebrate when there is progress. Speaking of that, we are further east on Montezuma now, in that familiar place where they're doing construction. The bike lane gets taken up by these work trucks, which is totally fine because all the other drivers are now off to the left. We're also going to go to the left. I showed you the other day that right after all this building construction, there seems to be some big street project going on. And someone dropped in that, it looks like they're about to hot pave that whole thing, and it's going to be more than a simple slurry. Hopefully in the next few days. I'm with you. San Diego fun number one. I have hopes. I rode this way again because, again, there's no alternative. There's no place to go with a bike lane. And you can see that they got this paint with this parking, and the construction starts up in just a moment here. You'll see that there's a line where everything breaks down right here. And the street is all torn up. But funny thing, they painted lines on this. It's all torn up, but there's some paint. Not only is there paint, but this bike lane is wider than the old bike lane that was here. It's also full of gravel, and that's not really helping us today, but this is, by design anyway, so far, a better bike lane than we had before. I don't know what's going on. I'm looking forward to knowing what's going on. If this is a, signs of things to come, that's great. What I worry about is, I don't know. Okay, let me put it like this. If they were going to do the project really soon, I feel like they wouldn't put down fresh paint on top of bad pavement. Maybe this is just giving drivers and people on bikes a sense of where they should be. In the interim, maybe it's another week out or something. I don't know. I'm going to keep on this though because I have no alternatives. What scares me is that the bike lane that they've repainted, even though it's a little bit wider and I'm glad it's there, it's not really functional right now because all the gravel from the construction is in the bike lane. So they're not sweeping it up. Again, this is a construction site, so we're just going to regard it as such and do the best we can with it. But I have some high hopes, so I'll keep you up on that because I really don't have a different way to bike. I just don't have another route to go on that has a bike lane without going a couple miles out of my way. I could, I guess. No, I can't even go down to University because University is doesn't have a bike lane, and then I'd be putting a bunch of hills in my way. It's rough out there, folks. So that's all right though. I'm going to keep up on this project because I want to see how it goes. I feel like when a project happens in San Diego, we want to make sure that what goes in is better than what we had, right? Like this is part of our Vision Zero goals. This is part of our climate action plan goals. We want to make it easier and safer to ride a bicycle. We want to make it so that people maybe consider not driving their car and riding a bicycle instead. Here's hoping. All right, we're gonna keep that hope in our minds and our hearts as we drive less and ride a bike. Thanks so much for coming with me.